and we here with our first cooking video ever. And share this, like it, subscribe, do whatever. I don't care. Just watch it for your entertainment for all I care. So today we're going to be recreating the famous Popeyes chicken sandwich, and you all know that shit is banging. So what I got here is our chicken marinating. And what you guys got to do if you want to make this is you got to take buttermilk, real buttermilk, Louisiana hot sauce, and pour about, I'd say, I'm using 2 pieces of chicken. There's one there and then there's one underneath it. I'm using 2 pieces, so I would use about 10 fluid ounces of buttermilk in here. And then you come to your egg batter, which I use 3 large white eggs. And now I'm gonna add about 4 fluid ounces of the buttermilk. So, yeah, that's about right. So I'm gonna take this. It doesn't matter if you use your fork or anything because it's gonna be cooked up anyway. So it's raw meat right now, so I mean, it doesn't really matter. But you just gotta, So after you have this, like, beat it up. It's kind of hard to do it one-handed, but after you have this, beat it up into a nice, like, creamy off-white color, like, kind of how it is now. It's pretty good. Then you're going to take this, put it in here, and then you're going to put it in your flour batter. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. You're going to need 2 cups of all-purpose white flour, then 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now what the cornstarch is going to do is it's going to give it that flakiness. It's going to give it that extra crispiness because, shit, I don't know, the chemicals in it, you scientists in this thing, you drop whatever, I don't know. So then what you're going to do is, as that is marinating, you're going to want this to sit in here for about 2 hours. So I had this marinating before in the fridge. You're going to want to take your vegetable oil, and you're going to want to walk over to your pan of choice and crack the seal on this, right? I should have did this before, so I'm going to have to put you guys down for this one. Alright, so now what you want to do is you want to take your vegetable oil. You want to pour a fucking good amount of it in there. Honestly, you might have to use like the whole bottle. Yeah, we're going to use the whole bottle, boys. Alright, so we used the whole 24-ounce bottle. So now what you want to do is turn that on to medium heat, because this is a cast iron, so it heats up pretty hot. If you were using stainless steel, I would recommend going at a higher heat, but this heats up pretty fast and it holds the heat pretty well. So now that we have this, beat it up, we're gonna take a raw chicken and we're gonna dip it in our yolk batter. Okay, you just dip it in our yolk batter, then come over to the breading, and this is where you gotta get your hands dirty. Yeah, it's kind of nasty, but I mean, you don't have to use your hands, but you can get the flour to stick better doing this because you're compacting it onto it. Now shake off the excess stuff and repeat the same process again. Dipping it once in here, flip it over, take it out, and then dip it back in your breading one more time. This is gonna give you the ultimate crispiness. And what you want is you want to look for golden, like a golden yellow kind of seeping through it, and you want you want the bread of the chicken to get kind of like how it is on my hands, sticky. So how it is now is it's pretty good. The outside is dry, but the inside it has all the juices in it. So now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna put it on our little plate until that oil heats up. And now we're gonna take our other piece. We're gonna stick it in here, toss it around a few times, stick it in here, add the flour. Now, if you're using more chicken, you're gonna obviously have to use more flour. Like if you're using 4 pieces of chicken breast, I would recommend maybe 3 cups of flour to even 4 cups. But for the amount I have here, 2 cups is fine. So back into your yellow batter, which has the buttermilk, and that's gonna give you the thickness. You could use heavy cream, but it's just not as good. Don't be scared to let it sit in the yolk for a while. It's not really gonna do anything to it because it's a heavier cream. It's not gonna rinse off the flour or anything like it would if you were to stick it in water. So after that, just press down and settle. We're gonna take this, carry it over here. Now I'm gonna end this and I'm gonna come back with like a part 2. Alright guys, we back now. So the oil's been heating up. So we're gonna add our chicken. Now you gotta be really careful right now because this shit's gonna fucking splatter like a bitch. So I'm gonna undo that shit really quick. Now, I would recommend cooking one at a time just because depending on how big your fucking how big your pan is, you don't want it to overflow and cause fire, because that's what can happen with hot ass oil. What I would recommend doing is getting the biggest freaking lid you can find, which would be this one. And with my luck, it won't even fit. So I'm gonna have to use this thing, which isn't as good. But yeah, so as that's cooking, I'm gonna come over here and we're gonna make our spicy mayo base, because we all know this Popeyes chicken sandwiches have that nice spicy mayo. So all what you want to do is you want to take, since I'm doing 2 sandwiches, I'm gonna only need like 2 tablespoons, not even. Like that's a lot. You're not gonna even need that much, but it doesn't matter. Take your Louisiana hot sauce and put a generous amount on. Doesn't matter how much you use. You could use, you don't even have to use that. If you don't want a spicy mayo base, then don't use that. Now come back over and add some red pepper or cayenne pepper. Doesn't matter. Put a good amount on. And then start to stir it up until you get like a golden yellow color. It'll look like it's gonna look like a chipotle color, kind of. Like chipotle sauce, how it's got that golden orange and yellow to it. Taste test it. See, for me, I like spicy food, so I'm gonna need it a little more spicy. But the people out there that don't really like as much spice, just don't use as much, or use whatever. Now the only thing I am lacking, I was able to find these, the brioche buns, which were actually pretty hard to find, but thankfully my local store had them. Now after you stir this up for a little bit, put it in your fridge because it will make it, it will thicken the sauce up because that's what cold stuff does. Now, you want to leave this in here on each side for about 7 minutes and then flip it. And then you're gonna do the same with this one, or I'm gonna do the same with this one. For your brioche buns, what you can do, and I recommend doing it too, is get a separate little pan and add a tiny bit of butter in it, and you're basically just gonna toast the brioche bun. So I'm gonna use this I'm gonna use a smaller pot than that because I could do one sandwich at a time. Make life easier for myself. So I'm gonna stick this on, turn it on high heat because it's that's not a cast iron and we need it hot as hell. Come up here and grab yourself some butter. And I would recommend using, for each one, you're gonna need less than a tablespoon. So, just gonna cut it right here. I know I shouldn't be cutting on the stovetop, but it's not my stovetop, so if I break it, my parents will pay for it. Not my problem. So, once you have that off, stick a little piece on here, spread it around, and you can check on your chicken too while you're at it. I'm not gonna flip it quite yet, but I'm going to just lift it and see how the progression of it is. So, oh fuck. See, I dropped it. Now, I'm lucky that shit didn't fucking explode on me. Now, honestly, right now, from looking at this side, I think I'm gonna flip it over. Just because this is a thinner piece of chicken. And, oh my god, we got that golden brown. That's exactly what you want. That's how you know your chicken is, cooked. Now, after you fry it on or deep fry it on each side, you're going to want to turn down the temperature and put it on a slow, like more of a slow heat. Thus being on a high heat, you're just searing the outside. Alright guys, so this is our finished product. And I'm gonna take a bite for y'all and let you know how it is. This is fucking big as shit. It is so much bigger than Popeyes. Like, I can't even fit this shit in my mouth. That's what she said. Oh my god, it's so juicy. That's fucking good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not as good as Popeyes, but goddamn, that's still pretty fucking good. Honestly, with the aftertaste, it tastes more fresher than Popeyes, but you don't get that golden texture that you would with Popeyes. I think they use a special batter, but that's why. But you know, I would recommend you guys try and make this at home. You know, it'd be fun for the kids, fun for whatever. I mean, it's a little more expensive than the Popeye sandwich. Like, all this shit cost me like $15, but you live and learn, and you're making it at home, so it's coming out fresh. Drop a like, drop a comment for the next thing you would like me to recreate. I'll do any fast food restaurant. I'll do anything, honestly. We'll recreate Taco Bell stuff. We'll recreate McDonald's stuff. We'll recreate anything. Just drop a comment, share this, and like it. Subscribe, and I'm out.